Sophie Cunningham. She's exactly what the Indiana Fever needed.
Jumped on top of Caitlin Clark, kind of grabbed her, and Caitlin Clark kind of swung back at her. Like, these two players have had battles, and nobody can bring out the demon in Caitlin Clark. Like,
why did Sophie Cunningham risk it all to protect Caitlin Clark in the most heated game of the WNBA season? From a brutal face swipe to a hard shove, the aggressive targeting of Clark is drawing outrage from fans and commentators alike. But it was Cunningham's shocking ejection in defense of her teammate that has everyone talking. What exactly happened, and why does this game feel like a turning point for the league?
Caitlin Clark is facing her #1 rival in the Sun. And the amount of people like, you're just making up rivalries. No. Caitlin Clark and JC Sheldon. There is a legitimate hatred there.
These little angry black women, and this is a group of little white girls on the Connecticut Sun. She's not scared of any of them. And so she snatched Jay Sheldon by the back of her hair to let the entire league know.
Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. You know what's wild? Caitlin Clark walked into the WNBA like a rookie with a target on her back. She's not just playing basketball, she's surviving every night on the court. Take the Connecticut Sun game, for example. First, JC Sheldon comes in with a swipe that clocks Clark right in the face. Moments later, Marina Mabre steps up with a shove hard enough to send Clark stumbling.
Clark needed. She is the energy button. She is the toughness. She is the enforcer that the Indiana Fever desperately needed.
Jumped on top of Caitlin Clark, kind of grabbed her, and Caitlin Clark kind of swung back at her. Like, these two players have had battles, and nobody can bring out the demon in Caitlin Clark. Like,
and these aren't just normal plays. These were aggressive, deliberate fouls that could have gone way beyond what the refs called. But here's the thing. This isn't new. Clark has been taking heat like this all season. It's been bump after shove after push, game after game. Fans are noticing it too, flooding social media to ask why no one's stepping in to stop it, and the lack of action from officials? That's becoming its own conversation. Sure, technical fouls were thrown around in the Sun game, but they felt like too little, too late. Where's the consistency? Why aren't those initial hits punished harsher?
Sophie Cunningham, 6'1", prettiest girl in the WNBA, but also probably the most fearless girl in the WNBA and a tone setter.
Like, there's nobody that quite brings out the demon like JC Sheldon. Hence why Caitlin Clark has set her career high on JC Sheldon. Caitlin Clark has set the all-time assist record on JC Sheldon's head.
If it were another player, a veteran or someone else, would the refs have jumped in sooner? Commentators are starting to point out the pattern too. One analyst even said that Clark is officiated differently than other top-tier talents. Stats are backing it up, showing Clark draws more contact in games without the corresponding foul calls other stars get. It's almost like she's being told to tough it out because she's new. But this approach doesn't just impact her, it raises bigger questions about the league as a whole. How does the WNBA handle physicality? And more importantly, how does it protect its most marketable players? Think about it for a second. Clark isn't just a rookie lighting up the league. She's the face of a new generation of fans. If someone like her can't get a little backup from officials, what does that say to everyone watching? One thing's for sure. This isn't just about Caitlin Clark. It's about the league taking a serious look at how it treats its stars. And apparently, one player had enough. Sophie Cunningham decided she wasn't going to let things slide. This moment just got personal. Imagine this. Marina Mabre shoves Caitlin Clark hard enough to send her reeling. The refs don't eject Mabre, and for a moment, it's like the game is going to move on until Sophie Cunningham bursts into the picture.
Caitlin Clark has then did what she did, and she had the most impressive 20-6 game I've ever seen, because she must have had about 7 hockey assists as well.
She did to Sheldon last night. Not sure if it was necessary. Not sure if it was in total retaliation for what happened to Caitlin Clark earlier in the game. But it's exactly what they need.
Cunningham saw that shove and wasn't about to let it slide. She stepped in, made her presence felt, and before anyone could process what was happening, Cunningham was the one getting ejected. Think about that. She knew her actions would get her thrown out, but she did it anyway. Why? Because someone had to have Clark's back. Cunningham's mindset during the chaos was clear. This wasn't just about basketball for her, this was about sending a message. People are calling her Clark's enforcer, and it's not hard to see why. It's like Cunningham clocked into the game, ready to protect her teammate at all costs. One commentator even compared her to a basketball Grim Reaper in a ponytail, describing her court presence as straight-up intimidating. Her body language said everything. She wasn't there to play nice, she was there to draw the line. Fans, of course, lit up social media as soon as the incident happened. A lot of them didn't even care about the ejection. They're saying things like, Sophie didn't clock in for a normal shift, she clocked in for warfare. That's the kind of loyalty people don't see often anymore, and it's changing the way people look at her.
I feel more confident today than at any point that the Indiana Fever have a real chance at winning the championship, winning the WNBA title.
J.C. Sheldon and the Ohio State Buckeyes were a team that were huge rivals with Iowa. J.C. Sheldon was Caitlin Clark's matchup, and there was a hatred between those teams.
She's not just a solid player for the Fever now, she's becoming the face of resilience, the go-to name when people talk about what it means to stand up for someone on the court. But Cunningham's actions also opened up more serious conversations. Why does it take a teammate stepping in like this for someone like Clark to get protected? As one analyst put it, dirty plays come with consequences. The WNBA needs to figure out if they're okay with players like Cunningham having to handle those moments themselves. And if they are, what does that mean for the league moving forward? Sophie Cunningham's decision to step up for Caitlin Clark wasn't just about a single game. It marked a shift in how WNBA players are standing together, particularly against what fans see as unchecked aggression.
That's the thing, and I understand college is college, pros is pros. But at the end of the day, these two players, you can hate a player from college and you still hate them in the pros.
And it's primarily because of Sophie Cunningham. She's exactly what the Indiana Fever needed.
Cunningham's actions go beyond physicality. They highlight a culture of loyalty and support that's becoming more vital in the league. Her role as Clark's enforcer has resonated with fans, who now see her as a symbol of protection rather than just a player. The real question is, will the league recognize this shift? Because at some point, it's not about who steps up, it's about if the league will.